Hello, it's Troladero. Welcome to my Hearts of Iron 4 video. Right now I want to talk about DLC. Whether you should DLC or not DLC. And I'll tell you, short answer, if you're playing as Canada, you can play a pretty good campaign without the DLC. Because now that the Canada pack is free, it's not paid DLC, you can play as Canada with the focus tree without the generic focus tree. Now, if you're a long-time Hearts of Iron 4 player, you've probably seen the generic focus tree. It's not pretty. So they gave one to Canada and like Australia and New Zealand, all in one pack. But I find the DLC does actually add a lot more depth to the Canada campaign. One is from the Arms Against Tyranny DLC. Hang on a sec. I'm just going to turn down that music a bit. Okay. It's a little bit loud for me with the headphones on. But yeah, so I have Arms Against Tyranny, which adds military industrial organizations. And what these do is they allow you to further customize your production lines by giving bonuses to different types of equipment. So for Canada, for example, they only have one tank designer, and it's for medium tanks. So as Canada, you want to specialize in medium tanks. And what better to have than the, what's it called? No Step Back DLC, which adds the tank designer. So the tank designer is a lot of fun. It's pretty much the same as the ship designer, which came out first, and the plane designer, which came out after. And they are a lot of fun, but they're also kind of busted too, because you can make some stuff that's, super overpowered compared to the historically based stuff. Like, you could have allied tanks that have tons of machine guns or wet ammunition, storage, all kinds of things like that. You can really customize it. So I'm just going to quickly go through the DLCs that I have. I have Arms Against Tyranny by Blood Alone, Battle for the Bosporus, Allied Radio Music Pack, Anniversary Pack, British Tanks Pack, Death or Dishonor, French Tank Pack, German Historical Portraits, German March Order Music Pack, German Tanks Pack, La Resistance, Man the Guns, No Step Back, Poland United and Ready, Rocket Launcher Unit Pack, Soviet Tanks Unit Pack, Together for Victory, US Tanks Unit Pack, Waking the Tiger, Wallpaper, Allied Speeches Pack, Radio Pack, Songs of the Eastern Front, Allied Armor, Axis Armor, and the Eastern Front Planes. Now, the only DLC that I need to get, I'm just going to go to the store page real quick. I bought the Ultimate Edition in 2023, so all the DLCs that came with the Ultimate Edition then, I bought them on sale. They're currently on sale as of today, June the 26th. A lot of the DLC is 50% off for all the small packs. Man the Guns is 70% off, wow. La Resistance is 50% off, No Step Back is 30, By Blood Alone is 30, and Arms Against Tyranny is 20. So if you want to get those things that add the extra systems, now's a good time to do it. You could probably wait and get them on further discount eventually. So let's take a look here. Yeah. There's 2 music soundtracks, a DLC subscription, Soviet Union 2D art, Country Pack Trial of Allegiance, Bonus Songs Pack, Country Pack Graveyard of Empires, Unit Pack Prototype Vehicles, and Goter Damarung, if I said that correctly. It's currently at full price, and it does add extra, what are they called? Special projects? Hang on a sec. Yeah, special projects. I think that's what they're called. So I'm waiting for that to go on sale, but they do give you some special projects, but you have to build a facility first. So that didn't need DLC. But yeah, you can just buy the game. Oh, the starter edition. Yeah, the starter edition is $24 Canadian, 70% off. It's literally $3.90 for 3 DLCs. Pretty good deal. So what would you get? Man the Guns. That's the ship builder, which is pretty cool. If you're using a naval faction, like Canada's navy is pretty small, but it can become a naval faction eventually. It's really good at destroyers. But with the Man the Guns modules, you can put depth charges on them. You can put all kinds of modules on them. It's just an extra thing to research. But without that DLC, it's just generic ship designs that you research. So, in one way, like you would have depth charges and sonar without having to invest in it. So it's just part of the fun. But, yeah. Like I said, my favorite one is the Military Industrial Organization. So I'll jump into the game and we'll check that out. So we'll start in 1936. We're going to play Canada right here. Infrastructure construction speed plus 10%. That's not bad. And extra research speed. We currently start at consumer goods factories factor 50%. So a lot of our civilian factories are stuck on producing civilian goods. Consumer goods, rather. And we have a very small recruitable population to start. We're going to have historical AI focus on, Iron Man on. Canada, you know, I've played non-historical, and sometimes you just get stuck doing nothing, but that's just the price of playing this game, so let's start. Alright, so let's take a look at our army. Assign a commander. Hill fighter, it's cool. Not many ways to improve your terrain fighting. So we have a mix of district militia and cavalry militia. Which if we look at our recruitment... Whoop, we don't want to train. It's just basic infantry. There's no artillery. Pretty low attack, pretty trash. And currently we're really low supply. Cavalry militia. Cavalry militia has really good organization, which is kind of amazing, but they have such low attack. I don't know how you manage to do anything with them. But currently all units are at 30% fighting strength. We have not enough rifles. So let's start producing rifles. Okay, we're making rifles. I'm going to start making support equipment. And yeah, this is the military organizations that I was talking about. So, if you want to put bonuses on your equipment, like any equipment that you make is going to add to these trait points. And any research that you do can go to that too. So for example, infantry equipment can have extra piercing. You know, you put an anti-tank rifle on there. We're making rifles, but I want to get the support equipment going. Also want to start building a ship. We only have one ship. One dockyard. So screens, destroyer ships. Take a look at each one. anti-air, anti-air, production output. This seems to go for a variety of ships. Anti-air, 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 anti-air. You could really buff the anti-air on your destroyers. So let's go with that one. One problem with Canada is early on you don't have a lot of steel, but there is one way to get more. Go to your decisions, scroll to the bottom, expand the iron mines in Quebec. So how do we get resource mode on? Yeah. Currently, where are we producing resources? 2 oil in BC. 8 aluminum in Nunavut. 5 aluminum in Quebec, northern Quebec. 5 aluminum in the St. Lawrence. 14 aluminum and 13 steel in northern Ontario. Not much. But we can get more. So expand the iron mines in Quebec. It's going to add 12 iron or steel. But we need excavation 2, and West du Quebec needs 2 infrastructures. So that's going to be our first construction. We're going to put infrastructure in this province here, west of Quebec. So right now we only have 6 civilian factories. So one thing, if you have La Resistance, you can build an intelligence agency, but it takes 5 civilian factories to build. So if I start building a civilian factory, this construction is not going to get done very quickly. So we have to wait to do our intelligence agencies. So start building that, and then probably start getting it going on civilian factories here. We just want to build those up. Eventually we're going to have a land warfare facility to get flamethrower tanks, which adds attack to basically all regions. I think you can either put them in as a support unit or a main unit. I forget. Okay, so if we want excavation 2, then let's check our research. We only have 3 research slots. We can get more, but not until we're at war. So what we need is this, excavation 2. So we need to get started on this right away. We also want to start investing into oil because we want synthetic rubber for our planes. And then the last one. Canada's a late bloomer. You don't want to invest in the military early on because we have to get our production up. I would like to get medium tanks, but that's a long ways away. And if you have the tank designer, artillery adds extra guns to your tank chassis. So if I get this anti-tank cannon, you can see there, basic high velocity cannon, basic heavy cannon. Those are for your tanks. Those are extra tank modules. And you can look at them here. You'll see what they give. Hard attack, soft attack, piercing, production cost, all of that stuff is there. These ones require a tungsten, which we have no way of getting except through trade. And we can't conquer territory unless we change our democracy. So that's like a totally different playthrough that you'd want to do. Look at this, improved small cannon. Close support gun. Gives you soft attack, low piercing, low hard attack. Improved small cannon. What's this do? Radar. Okay, bomb sights. Whoops, I clicked on the wrong thing. Let's get our production going. Okay, so we got our research done. Okay, it wants close air support. I'll show you our Air Force. Ferry Gordon. It's a biplane. Look at its stats. It's a ground attack plane, but its ground attack is 0. So for close air support, it can't do anything. It doesn't even have air attack as naval attack 1. That's it. So we have 24 of these planes, and we could invest time into training, but it's rubbish. So how do we disband them? How do I disband? Yeah, return equipment to reserves. Dismiss that. So, our other decisions. I don't do any of these. They're not really necessary. You save your political power for putting in leaders. And like this, supply hub construction speed. Maybe if you're in an area where you need to build up supply hubs really quickly, when you construct 3 additional supply hubs, yeah, so that's good for penetrating hard territory. You don't want to lose the stability just to get trains. If you need trains, you can build more. So yeah, got those going. Alright, now national focus. It's not much, but it's ours. So this is the area that you really want to take a look at right here, especially this section right here. This is your end game. Unfortunately, you need world tension and you need war to get to those. So in the meantime, you can get all these ones up to here. So 2 civilian factories plus railways. Railway company. Adding infrastructure is good too. But let's just take a look at the other ones real quick. So we have a Navy one, an Air Force one. Stay with the Commonwealth, leave the Commonwealth. Army modernization, and then the civilian focus trees. Now the military and the civilian do kind of bleed together at one point. But you don't need the military ones at all. Like land doctrine reduction cost plus experience. Like 50 experience, you know, not that big of a deal. Research bonus, not that big of a deal. Truck, I don't know why you'd need this because it's already within your reach. Signal companies, no big deal. Electronics, no big deal. Because it's only one each. Land warfare breakthrough progress, that's alright. Light tank, well, you don't even have a company for it. But the one you really want to look at is forced Quebec conscription. Removes the population crisis. But you can also compromise with Quebec, which is even better. I don't know why you do the forced conscription. Like you might as well do that one. So you need send in the zombies, which requires commit to war, which requires Canada Wheat Board, which requires wartime pieces board, which requires defense regulations. So for that, for those ones, we need world tension. So you have to wait. And then for your industry, this gets rid of the Great Depression modifier. and adds 3 military factories. So for that you need If Day and National Steel Car. If Day is over here. National Steel Car here. This is also good at civilian factories, which needs Mine the Shield and Canada Wheat Board. This requires National Mobilization Act. You get some steel and some chromium, which is pretty cool. Okay, to get down to these, you need that. So what do you need? War bonds. This. So to get those military factories, you need to be at war. So keep an eye on this. Once the world tension gets up high enough, you can start going down this chain and getting yourself boosted up. But what we can do in the meantime is we're not going to look at this just yet. It's not time to do that yet. We got Halifax shipyards, 3 naval dockyards, which I think I might get. Navy experience, destroyer technology, could also be good. Heavy cruiser, light cruiser, not that big of a deal. You're not really going to be investing in multiple ship lines because you want your steel for tanks. Two air bases. Okay, so let's see. This guy will boost civilian factory construction speed. So let's go with that. I mean, we could look at it in more detail, but there's no point. So this is what I'm talking about: military organizations, tank designers, ship designers, aircraft designers, and other material designers. Alright, so we've got our decisions down. I think we can start playing the game. So I'm going to put it max speed and then just start running it. And every time something finishes, pause and make another decision and then keep going. So let's look over here and see what's going on. We can only see what Britain's doing. Okay, pause. So we got crown corporations. So CD Howe, once we get enough political power, which we'll get from this, we'll be able to put him into power. Yeah, he's only 50, so we'll be able to get him really soon. Okay, don't care. Okay, put him in. Now our construction is much faster. And this is the early game. Not much is going on, you're just kind of running things through. We have a small navy. Let's assign a captain. Spotting speed. Yeah, let's use him. Don't care, don't care. So we could have them train, but they'll take damage, and then they'll have to use up the slot that we're using to build a ship. So synthetic refinery. That's why we want to focus on building the civilian factories so we can get to building synthetic refineries. And we'll get the military factories by doing the, what are they called? Focuses. Okay, Old Guard. This guy is unique to Canada. He's super cheap. He doesn't give as much experience as the other guys, but he increases your command power. Oh, we could get extra attack or extra defense. I think I'll save up for Andrew McNaughton, extra attack. Because we'll get political power from this. Okay. So we can get a civilian factory plus 3 building slots. We get more stability and civilian factory construction speed. National Housing Act. Okay, let's quickly look through these. Okay, so extra defense or extra attack? I'm gonna go for attack. This is Navy guys. We're gonna want Air Force, air superiority next. Okay, what was that? Okay, air superiority. So now we're getting army experience, and now we're getting air experience. And we'll just burn through those. Don't care. You can read this stuff when you play. I'm just kind of trying to record an episode and see how it goes, because it seems live streaming is pretty hard to get into, so maybe making video series is the way to go. What kind of divisions do they have? Can I look at that? Yeah, they have engineers and artillery. Okay. Now, we're not going to get bombed. But this also has efficiency retention. The output is 5% less per factory, but you get the production bonuses, so dispersed industry is probably better. Germany hasn't kicked off yet. Next thing I'll invest in is a Chief of the Navy. Just to get that experience. Because that's the best way to get experience without going to war. Is having those guys. Okay. So if we take this, we'll get a bonus for industry, which will help. Let's go down to that to get those civilian factories. Bits and pieces, we need war bonds. So we can't get to this until we're at war. But the civilian factories will be good, so let's go down to that. And that's what I like about this game. You know, you can play a minor faction and you can just have a relaxing game where you don't really have to worry about managing huge armies. You can just wait until the Allies invade. So if we were not under British control, we could decide whether we go into this or not. But because Britain's not taking an active role, then so this is ahead of its time. Yeah, we'll get that. We'll get that because we'll get that, and then by the time that's done, we'll have done $1 a year men, and then excavation 2 will have the industry bonus. So let's see what's going on here. British are just defending Gibraltar. They're not actually engaging the Spanish. And it's just a cavalry brigade. A lot of people fought in the Spanish Civil War. The fascist forces of Germany and Italy were on one side, and the Soviet Union and Canada were on the other side. Yeah, some Canadians fought in the Spanish Civil War, just like some Canadians are fighting across the world right now. Okay, what was that? Low manpower, yeah, we know. Okay. Let's get those civilian factories. Okay, we can get our Navy staff member. Personnel, screen attack and screen defense, that's destroyers. Okay, so now we're getting experience for all branches of the military. Let's just see how it goes. Ethiopia got owned by the Italians who used chemical weapons on them. Looks like they're getting rocked. Very static. Ernest Hemingway said that once you started hunting men, there was nothing else like it. He fought in the Spanish Civil War. Okay, we got some political power. We don't need military high command yet. Special Forces cap would be good. Extra attack too, which would make Special Forces really good. We already have the extra attack. These are all pretty good. We don't need them yet. Is there any other political advisors we can use? Military factory construction speed. We don't need stability. Our stability is really good. And our factory output goes up too. Could do one of these, but there isn't really any point. I don't want to make myself less stable. Special project speed. Get a total of 10%. I don't know if I want to do that though. Yeah, let's play the game. So the Spanish Civil War lasted for 3 years, and a few months after the Spanish Civil War ended, Germany invaded Poland. But they had already annexed Austria and Czechoslovakia at that point. Okay. Now we need $1 a year men. Get that bonus for excavation. I wish I had intel on the combat so we could watch the combat, get a little preview of that. We can now do some spirits. It's not really that important yet. Okay. So we don't want to use that bonus on any of these. So let's go research something else. Basic small airframe. We want to work our way to improved small airframe. And that's what I'm talking about. You see all those bonuses? Basic small airframe will get 5 agility, 5 speed, and 5 air attack %, which is awesome. And it's just going to go up. It also reduces the time it takes to research. Because that'll be our initial contribution to the war effort, is the air war. Take all your men. And synthetic world experiments. Okay, so now world tension is only 7%. So it's time to do something else. So I'll show you what I'm going to go for. We have the Hurricane. This will make it so we can do the improved airframe very quickly and get them ready before the Battle of Britain. So let's start working towards that. Okay, we need to wait for this. This is another 72 days. Oh, we could put it on synthetic refinery research too. No, I don't want to. I want to get to excavation to get that steel. We're not going to worry about naval modules. Yeah, let's get extra engines for it. Well, we're going to min-max, so we don't really need these extra modules yet. Let's do truck. How's our production going? 6 rifles a day. We're getting lots of support equipment. You want to have a stockpile of it because then you can add those to your things, your divisions. The 4 steel we need is this 4 steel going towards these 2 things. Anarchist uprising. Infighting on the Republican front. Look at that. Communists. Okay, Gordon. Now we have the Hurricane. That'll be our next. We'll be able to research improved fighters very quickly. Okay, one thing about land doctrine. You start on this Grand Battle Plan. Now, I've heard Grand Battle Plan is better in the long run, but I like to use Mobile Warfare because Mobile Warfare can give your tanks organization. Yeah, bunch of organization. So once we get to 100 points, we can switch over to this. Air Doctrine. Not really sure what's the best one. I went with this one in my last playthrough. Extra agility for fighters. So let's go down for this one. We get a reduction because of the research. Naval Doctrine. Not too familiar with these. Navy on Canada is not that big of a deal. We can buy these things. They're not really necessary yet. Okay, now we can get that excavation too. Okay, the infrastructure's done. So now we're building civilian factories. Let's get a couple more queued up. Hindenburg, oh no. Airbase construction speed, that would be good. Production is power. Build a certain number of new civilian or military factories. Wow, nice achievement. Okay, we have the Hurricane. I think I want to get one of these guys. I'm just not sure which one. Military dockyard and fuel silo. Building air bases will be good. Let's do that. We can just get them both. Supply hub construction speed, industrial research speed. We make better trains. Let's do Polymer Corporation. Okay, we have the Hurricane. Now it's time to go to the ultimate chain. So these two here, Aluminum Company of Canada gives 36 aluminum, and the Turner Valley Oil Field gives 36 oil, which means you'll never run out of fuel. You don't even need to build silos. You'll have infinite fuel. So, let's start doing these shadow factories. That'll get us some military factories. Then we can start putting some airframes into production, maybe. So let's start that. Strengthen the Commonwealth ties. That gets you to your best resource abilities. Without it, you don't get that oil, and you don't get that aluminum. But you do get oil here. Not as much, but you do get some. But to retool the Angus shops, you need bits and pieces, which means war bonds. World tension's gone down, actually. We needed to get to 20 so we can go down and start recruiting. Okay, basic small airframe. Now we got this bonus here. 2.5 years ahead of its time, but we'll have it done in 1 1/3 year. So this will give us a huge advantage in the Battle of Britain. Okay, we unlock traits. I want to go down this line first because you can get more agility. Max speed, agility, max speed, agility. Max speed, agility. So yeah, get those. Update the equipment. So that's a glitch. It says 105, but it's actually 10. So it looks like the one side's going down. Really, Arab Heart disappears. Too bad. Okay, we have the truck. Great for supply. Yeah, let's get the medium tank chassis going. Mechanized. Give them more armor. We're gonna skip motorized infantry and go straight to mechanized infantry. Yeah, excavation 2. We want to get synthetic rubber for our planes. Okay. Okay, the decision to expand the iron mines. For 90 days, 3 civilian factory use. Let's do it. Okay, Japan and China are at war. Yeah, I'm gonna switch these production lines around. We have enough support equipment to last us for a while. Once we get the extra steel, that'll be good. Okay, strengthen the Commonwealth ties. Now shadow factories. Let's just take a look at the airplane designer. This is what I'm talking about. You get your modules, put whatever weapons you want into it, put whatever extra modules you want on it. And this is basically the Hurricane. Choose your picture. Choose your model. Canada doesn't have a lot of models to choose from. So it looks like a Spitfire, but it's really a Hurricane. But we're going to go straight to the Spitfire. Okay, those iron mines are about to expand. It's not much, but it helps. So now if we look at our production, we have steel for the ship, steel for the support equipment, France and Britain announced their alliance, so Shadow Factories is done. Okay, so to get the supply of the Empire, we need all of these, So let's get this one next. The plan gives you another designer, but you don't really need to use the designer. Okay. Just enough steel for all of that. Oh, now that France is allied, we have, we know what they have. They have mountain brigades. France is thinking about invading Italy. Okay, we're processing. Gonna keep going down that line. 1 year ahead of its time, but it's gonna take us less than a year to get there. Wow, Italy has a light tank division with motorized infantry, cavalry, and artillery. That would be a low organization unit. Suffering attrition. Okay, so let's just take a look at the plan. No, apparently, what is that, like a spirit? Yeah, fighter, range and air attack, plus ace generation chance. Burp. Just shenanigans. Look how huge Africa is compared to Europe. Holy cow. Unbelievable how big the world is. Okay. Free civilian factories. So I'm going to start building an intelligence agency. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police. How about JTF 2? Sounds good to me. Use Snake. Agents creations on the go. Synthetic refinery. build as many of those as we can. Medium tank is almost done. First, I'm going to pick the research. $571 days. Let's get started. Going for the long haul. But this is almost getting to the point where we can start going down our one tree. But I don't want this episode to get too long, so I'm going to end it here. And I'll see you in another one. I'm just going to wait till the day goes over. Yep. So I hope my discussion on the DLC was helpful. Maybe you can make a decision on whether you want to buy the DLC or not. And yeah, it's a pretty sweet game. So yeah, thanks for watching.